Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of How to Play. My name is Rainday, and today I know we're kicking off a series that's been on hiatus for a while. But let me tell you, there's no better champion to kick the action back off with than the auto rifle waifu herself, Tyra. First things first, let's talk about Tyra's strengths. As far as straight damage goes, Tyra is one of the best in the business. Her high DPS allows her to shred tanks and take down low-level champions, and it gets easier the better you are with your aim. Another strength of Tyra is that she's simple, and this can help players to focus on their role and purpose in a fight, rather than slipping up on confusing and highly complex ability usage. This simplicity can lead to a streamlined direction and outcome in a 1v1, giving most players less actions to get wrong. Shoot, hit your target, maybe shoot your grenade to kill them. Not a lot of prep or mental fortitude needed to succeed there. Last but not least, point presence. As a damage dealer, Tyra has a few tools that can help to make tanks vulnerable and deny space, both of which can be incredibly important in a teamfight. Now that we've talked about her strengths, time to move into Tyra's skills. Tyra's left mouse button is called Auto Rifle. It's a fast-firing rifle that is effective at mid-range, and it's absolutely devastating in action. Each bullet hits for about 120 and fires at a 0.9 second fire rate, giving her some serious DPS potential. It can also headshot, which is important. Champions like Victor and Tyra, who take advantage of those machine gun style plays with headshots, can significantly reduce the time to kill on a target, so much so that they get surprised in 1v1 duels. Overall, Tyra is a very familiar weapon for a lot of people who have played first-person shooters before, so if you're new to the game and looking to get accustomed to Paladins, she may be a good choice for you. Tyra's legendary First Blood allows her normal weapon attacks to gain 30% lifesteal at base, meaning she is a terror in duels, and exponentially more powerful the better you are at hitting your shots. This is a great beginner-friendly legendary for Tyra players, and can serve as a great way to keep yourself sustained in long-winded fights or survive flank ambushes with ease. Tyra's right mouse button is called Nade Launcher, and it does exactly what you would think. Launch a grenade. It does 700 damage at base with a full direct impact and has increased fall off the further away it lands from an opponent. This can be heavily augmented by her legendary Mercy Kill, which makes this an incredible finisher. Now this is a skill shot and it's going to take some getting used to, but it also allows you to see who the really talented Tyra players are. How far away and how consistently a player can land this nade shot onto an enemy is a true litmus test of their skill. Tyra's F skill is called Hunter's Mark, and it allows her to gain vision over her target for a short duration, even behind walls. This added vision helps Tyra to hunt down her prey and capitalize on proper timing and positioning in the fight. When she attacks, Tyra will deal an extra 15% damage to enemies with Hunter's Mark on them, allowing her to make quick work of her foes. Tyra's Hunting Party legendary allows this bonus to not only be applied to Tyra's weapon damage, but everyone on Tyra's team. Some people opt for this because they see a Fernando on the enemy team and know they're going to have to burst him down quickly in order to win the point fight. I've also seen people take this because a popular streamer or professional player was on the enemy team, and they knew that if they had any chance of winning, that player had to go down first. In my experience, most Tyra players don't opt for this selection, as it doesn't help you in 1v1s as much as the other two options. But with a coordinated team or a party of friends, this legendary could be deadly. Tyra's Q skill is called Firebomb. Tyra throws a Molotov cocktail and when it lands, inflicts the ground with a spreading fire that burns enemies who stand in it. The Molotov will persist for 6 seconds and burn for 9% of an enemy's maximum health every 0.6 seconds. Essentially, this means that whether you're a Makoa or a Skye, you'll be dead to rights if you stand in this for the entire duration. This ability is a great zoning skill and helps to give Tyra some point fight presence on the objective. It also decreases healing by 50% while in the Molotov as well. Tyra can be hurt by her own Molotov, so truly be careful where you throw it so that you don't block your own escape from danger. It also will not go through shields, but stop on contact with them and immediately spread on the ground once it falls. Tyra's ultimate is called Crossfire. What this does is allow Tyra to gain 40% movement speed and 40% attack speed for 4.5 seconds. During her ultimate, she doesn't consume ammo either, so feel free to just hold left mouse button and pray. Big point here, no CC immunity. That's right folks, all this power comes with a risk. Even Maldamba can reload and stun you during your ultimate, wasting precious time of your 4.5 seconds of fame. Good Tyras will have to be aware of not only the value to be gained through adding damage with their ultimate, but the potential risks and whereabouts of crowd control on the battlefield, so as not to waste this big moment. Now that we've covered Tyra's skills, it's time to talk about her loadouts. As far as loadouts, there are a couple of different options you could go for. One approach is to augment Tyra's lack of mobility with more movement speed, taking cards which grant movement speed while Hunter's Mark is active and reduce the cooldown of Hunter's Mark so you have it more often. Ammo and health cards can also help Tyra to be more sustainable in fights, adding to her DPS and survivability, since her mobility is negligible. Finally, cards that give Tyra a percentage cooldown reduction based on getting an elimination allow Tyra to do what she does best, shoot a lot of people, and benefit from it. This has a lot of synergy with her grenade launcher, her Hunter's Mark, and especially her firebomb, which sits at an insanely high 18-second cooldown. For me, this is the loadout I like to run with Tyra. Remember to experiment on your own and try out which cards work best for you. So what items should Tyra players pick up? Cauterize and Wrecker will be your primary offensive choices here, as she's great at breaking down shields and spreading Cauterize. This goes for champions with similar weapons like Victor and Ruckus. Furthermore, Resilience can be an interesting item for her that helps her not to get so destroyed by crowd control. It can help her get back into her ult faster if she's stunned or knocked away, and makes her less vulnerable to harsh displacement skills. Lastly, Life Rip can be a nice synergistic item with her legendary First Blood, although be careful since many times this can be overkill and result in you not contributing enough to a point fight. As far as utility, Chronos, Nimble, Master Riding, and Morale Boost all have possible value for Tyra. Chronos and Nimble are the ones I'd like to highlight though. Because of your high ability cooldowns, Chronos can help with Tyra's presence in the fight quite a bit. With Chronos 3, Firebomb becomes about a 12 to 13 second cooldown instead of an 18 second cooldown, which is a major increase in objective pressure and utility. Nimble, though it helps her to move, should be something only used if you don't take move speed in your deck. Since move speed doesn't stack in Paladins and only the strongest wins, it's important to not have items or cards that don't provide value over the large course of a game. Now that you know Tyra's items, it's time to move into the last section, the tips and tricks. So for the tips and tricks section here with Tyra, there isn't that much to say. I mean, she's a relatively simple character, so I'm going to keep these tips and tricks simple, but I think they'll still be valuable. A small trick is to maximize your DPS before and after your ultimate. Use a full clip of your ammo, and when you're about to reload, instead hit E and then ult. Since your ult doesn't consume ammo, there will be hardly any delay in your firing, and you'll gain a big burst of damage. When your ult ends, you will also end with a fully loaded full clip of ammo, and be able to keep firing on remaining targets. Saving yourself that entire time where you aren't reloading can help to make sure no enemies get away safely, and it's a nice point of optimization for Tyra players. Another tip is that whether you use Mercy Kill or not, try to use your grenade launcher as a finisher. It can be so valuable in bringing down an opponent quickly, and a burst of 700 damage can often be the deciding factor in ending a duel. Aiming at the ground near the opponent's feet will help to make sure you don't miss them completely, and even if you don't direct impact, get a good amount of damage off. Last but not least, positioning. Tyra is all about taking the perfect position in a fight, and very much like a flanker, she has to pick her moment for when to engage and when to become susceptible. Try to engage in duels you know you can win or already give you an advantage, because your lack of mobility doesn't really allow you to run from fights. You have to go through them rather than away from them. As long as you keep this in mind as a Tyra player, you should have plenty of success in the realm. So, how to play Tyra? Hold down left mouse button. Let the memes begin, guys. I know she's simple, but hopefully you enjoyed this in-depth look at how to maximize your Tyra gameplay. If you want to stay tuned for more Paladins content, subscribe down below. And if you want to follow me, make sure to subscribe to my channel, Rain Day Gaming. As always, remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and we'll see you all in the realm.